Hi, I'm Anna and I want to tell you about the church planting adventure I'm about to embark on into Cornwall. It's when I was living in Cornwall when I was 18 years old that I encountered Jesus and I came to faith, and that encounter with Jesus changed the whole direction of my life. I'm a priest in the Church of England, for goodness sake. Now God is calling me back to my spiritual home to plant a church. Cornwall's a place which is known for its beauty, and in my humble opinion, it is one of the most beautiful places in the entire world. It has got stunning coastline, it's got rolling hills, it's got fantastic food and excellent beer. But alongside this beauty is a brokenness to Cornwall that isn't sometimes seen. It's one of the poorest places, not just in the UK, but in Europe. And it's this match between low wages, but incredibly high house prices, and an unstable rental market, which can make it incredibly challenging to live here. We see that in the suicide rates, which are amongst the highest in the UK, particularly amongst men, and it's absolutely devastating. But even in the brokenness, there's a beauty that emerges, and it's not just the landscape, it's the Cornish people themselves. They are amongst some of the most humorous and generous people, and there's this entrepreneurial spirit that rises up to see a solution to some of the problems that are around them. And it's into that context that I feel called to plant a church. You might be thinking, Anna, Cornwall's a massive area. Where are you going to be based? And that's a great question, and let me answer it. The truth is, in true KXE fashion, there is no church building. However, in the last 4 years, I've been having conversations with the bishops and more recently some of the clergy on the north coast of Cornwall. And essentially, I've been given permission to serve the area between St Agnes and Padstow. And for those of you who know your Cornish geography, that has Newquay right in the middle. And this is a really interesting stretch of land. Newquay, we're just on the edge of Newquay here, where there's 4,000 houses being built. There's lots of business investment. The world's deepest swimming pool is being built in Newquay for astronauts can come and learn their space astronauty things. That's all happening in Newquay and the surrounding areas. This is a land full of creative potential and possibility, which is really, really exciting. So the church is going to be called St Gregory's. It's going to be named after Gregory of Nyssa, a 3rd century theologian who was the first theologian to write about what it means to be human. He believed in the fundamental goodness of what it meant to be human, but believed that we needed to see that restored. He said that Christ was the artist, wiping away the grime that disfigures the human face from reflecting the image of God. And that is what I long to see in this place. I long to see people restored into the image of God. The vision of the church is going to be to wholeheartedly follow Jesus and to serve him in Cornwall and beyond. It's going to be wholehearted in following Jesus because what else would you want to be? It's also going to be about apprenticing to Jesus, taking seriously that we want to look and sound like him, and that comes from being with him, becoming like him. And finally, it's about being adventurous missionaries, recapturing some of the spirit that is within this land. The Celtic saints came to this land, they came from Ireland and they got into these coracle, which are these boats without oars, and they jumped in and they said, God, send us wherever you want to send us. And they ended up landing on the shores of Cornwall and sharing the gospel. And you can see as you go around this place, it is steeped in Celtic history. I want to see the same spirit that lived in John Wesley and Billy Bray, as they boldly proclaimed the good news in this land, and they saw it again, they saw it take root, and it has changed this land. And I want to see that again. I want us to be adventurous missionaries for the kingdom of God. We're looking to raise between £75,000 and £100,000 to cover start-up costs, my salary, but also something I'm incredibly passionate about. We would love to employ a kids and youth worker right from the beginning. The reason this is important is because before the pandemic, 68% of churches had less than 5 young people, and since the pandemic, that stat would have got a lot worse. This is something we really want to see change. So if you want to give, the information is going to come up in just a moment. If you want to find out more information or you're thinking about joining the plant, then email me at anna@stgregorys.uk. Thank you so much for listening and thank you for your support.